Hi, I'm Carmen Jacob. In this video, you'll discover your 5 steps to feel good enough. You should feel enough, but do you? It's your right because who you are took a lot of work. Together, all your mistakes, victories, and choices brought you here at this very moment and made you who you are. You made it. Even though many things were out of your control, you made it. Now, what are your 5 steps to feel good enough? Step number 1. Offer yourself compassion. Self-compassion gives you a moment of peace and acceptance. It doesn't matter how you look, if your hair is shiny, if your career is climbing, if you have 5,000 friends on Facebook, and how many likes you've got today. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Acknowledge that you're human, and like the rest of us, you're not perfect, but that's fine. Put your hands together on your chest and say this to yourself. I see you. I feel your pain. I forgive you. I understand you. You have my permission to let go. Permission to thrive. Permission to be yourself. With your eyes closed, tell this to your soul. I see you. I feel your pain. I understand you. I forgive you. You have my permission to let go, to thrive, to be yourself. And this is self-compassion. Remind yourself you did in life what you knew best at the time. Step 2. Reset the criteria for what means to be enough. Listen, if you don't feel enough, it's not a matter of fact. It's not that you are not enough. It's a matter of living in a box. A box that someone else made for you and locked you in. That someone could be, for example, your family, your former teachers, or bullies. They intentionally or not have set for you the criteria of when you're allowed to feel enough. And if you really think about it, you'll discover how unfair and subjective are the borders of that box. Reset your criteria for what means to you to be enough. At first, having your own standard could make you feel a bit uncomfortable. The box you've been locked in has forced you to live for and through others, for their desire, satisfaction by their standards and wishes. It has never been about you. It has never been about you. Now let it be about you without feeling selfish or self-centered. Embrace your freedom of mind. If you don't feel enough yet, it's because of this. Those who influenced your life, especially as a child, demanded the impossible from you. Then blamed you for the so-predicted failures. What else can be expected when we talk about the impossible? What else but mostly failure? They shot arrows randomly and you had to run with the target, so they hit right in the middle of it. Impossible. And going even further to demonstrate they are better than you, after the arrows landed, took a pencil and draw a circle around them. You say, I'm perfect and you're lame. Do you see the absurdity of it? And that's what happened to you and to many of us. Have you tried as a child to make your parents be civil to one another? Or be perfect to be loved? Or give up on your dreams to be accepted? Or forget that one of your parents offered more attention to the cat than you? We learn in many different ways how to feel inadequate. And the saddest part of it all is that in some point we became those shooting the arrows, expecting perfection, and then blaming ourselves that we are not perfect. Yeah, great goal, be perfect. Impossible. Reset your criteria for what means to be enough. When you have a sincere desire to improve yourself, don't see it as a confirmation of your self-doubting thoughts. Oh, I'm not good enough, I must do more. But see it as a declaration of self-belief. Because I'm enough, it means I have the perfect garden to cultivate and grow even more. Do you agree you've spent enough time putting yourself down? Stop thinking about what you're not doing right and start celebrating your achievements, because from there are coming your confidence, motivation, self-esteem, and desire to do better in life. From your successes. From your successes, not your bruises. Step 3. Forgive yourself. Not feeling good enough and blaming yourself go hand in hand. How could you miss the arrows? Guilty. Perhaps you don't even know the reasons why you feel guilty, you just do. Feeling guilty is a never-ending circle of sorrow and pain. You know you should accept and love yourself. Everyone tells you so. Yet, if you don't, you feel guilty that you don't. And then you feel guilty for feeling guilty. And when you feel like that, your mind needs a better reason for the way you feel. So, fills the gaps with imaginary flaws, mistakes, and shortcomings. Forgive yourself for actual or imagined mistakes and flaws and faults. Know that you've done always the best you knew how. Listen, judging your former self with the knowledge you have today is unfair. Forgive yourself for the opportunities you have missed and create new ones. For letting yourself down and give a hug to your soul. Forgive yourself even for some things you haven't done yet. But you guess might happen because, as you know, you can't control everything. So yes, you'll make mistakes. I have a dear friend that, if I don't answer the phone, calls 10 to 20 times. In the beginning, I thought, wow, something bad must have happened. Something is burning. When I called back, to my shock, nothing happened. Nothing happened. 10 or 20 calls for nothing happened. My friend just wants to say hello. So I don't always answer because I don't always have time for 15 minutes hellos. But when I don't answer, I forgive myself in advance for that one time when this friend will call because something is on fire and I will not be there. So forgive yourself even for things you haven't done yet. But you know it could happen. And the most significant forgiveness is to pardon yourself for allowing others to decide when you're good enough. And the most significant forgiveness is to pardon yourself for allowing others to decide for you when you're good enough. Step 4. Get out of the loop of negative thinking. A deer goes back to grazing after surviving a lion attack. But we humans tend to go back in time again and again and make scenarios about what could have happened, giving ourselves a scare hard to forget. What if the lion would have grabbed my leg? No more biking for me. Or pulled one of my eyes. No more beautiful sunrises. Or even worse, killed my dog. So horrible. Oh. Your body doesn't make a difference between the things you imagine happening and facts. Your body reacts in the same way, produces the same hormones, and puts you in the same mood in both cases, imagined or real events. So get out of the loop. Learn what you need to learn and then move on. The lion didn't got you, but when you continue thinking about it and reliving it again and again, it feels like it did. I guess you had a bit of pain thinking about my dog being eaten by a lion. You just imagine that. Let me tell you, my dog is safe. There is no chance for any kind of encounter with lions, not even at a zoo. So get out of the loop of negative thinking. What happened, happened. Learn from it and then move on. Do you want to feel good enough? Offer yourself forgiveness, compassion, and leave the past behind. Understand now that feeling enough is your ground level from which you can fly. Remember your ground level every time you have regrets, blame yourself, or have any other negative feelings towards self. Offer yourself forgiveness and compassion. If you're not doing that for yourself, you might linger in negative states, feeling stuck and unworthy of the good life you want. I'm Carmen Jacob. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.